Hey party people, this is Zach from visionswell.com, where we review products and principles for a simple, serene life. And today I've got for you a little treat. This is a new product from Orbitkey that they actually sent me ahead of its official release, as their Kickstarter just ended in July. This is the Orbitkey Daily Tote System, and I have the tote itself as well as some accessories, and we can go over all of these things. This is the one in the 16-liter size, but it also comes in a 21-liter size if you need a little bit more space or you have a little bit larger of a laptop. It's a really nice, structured daily tote system that stands on its own, whether it's empty or it's full. It comes in a couple different colorways. So it comes in this olive green, it comes in black, it comes in stone, which is like a white color, as well as a lilac color. So you can accessorize it to your needs. It has kind of a minimal aesthetic. It's useful for bringing to work. And you could also just bring this for travel, take it out with your friends, or anywhere that you would use a tote bag. To me, it's somewhere between a tote bag and a messenger bag because it has the pluses of both. And we can go over all of its features, all of these different accessories, and then I'll give you an example of some of the things that you could load it out with if you wanted to use this system as it's intended. Tote bags have had a little bit of a resurgence lately, and it's cool that I've been able to review some lately. I really liked the Held Closely bag, I really liked the Thread Wallets one, and this is the Orbitkey one, so let's go over it and show you what I really think. And now we can take this into a close-up overhead view and go over its features in a little bit more detail. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at the bag itself, and then we can go over all the accessories after we go over its features and its design and its materials. So like I said, this is the 16-liter Orbitkey Daily Tote. This is the olive green colorway. It weighs in at 737 grams or 26 ounces, so it's very lightweight for the amount of structure that it provides. It has some padding and some structure like I mentioned, as well as some metal accents, which give it a little bit of extra weight. But I think 26 ounces is really nice for carry, whether you want to slide this under an airplane seat or take it to and from work every day, or if you're a bike messenger, you have that ability to use this in a variety of different ways. It would also be great for someone who's a parent or for someone who works a trade job because you could fit all kinds of your kids' stuff like bottles and formula and toys and stuff in here, or all of your tools. So there's a lot of different ways in which you could use this tote. It's made from 100% recycled polyester, so it's very water resistant, as opposed to nylon. Nylon's a little bit more durable, but the recycled polyester is really nice for water resistance, and it'll provide a lot of protection for your gear inside. As I mentioned, you can also get this in black, white, lilac colors in addition to the olive, and I'm sure they'll add more as time goes on like they have with other products. It measures in at 18.5 by 11.4 by 5.5 inches, and the laptop sleeve inside that's fully padded fits up to a 14-inch laptop. You can go up to a 16 or 17-inch laptop if you get the 21-liter version, but this one's just fine for my purposes. So if you look at the outside of the bag, it's very minimal, it looks very professional, it looks high quality and durable. The material is just the polyester you'd expect. It's a little bit scratchy, it's durable, it's water resistant, it feels nice. It has all these nylon accents with like that seatbelt material. The handles are extremely padded, so while they're nylon material, they have some padding stitched in the middle, so they feel really good in the hand. You have these two little accent bars here. You have this custom little Orbitkey attachment point here that you can attach carabiners, flashlights, your keys, multi-tools, anything you want to the outside of the bag. It's metal. It has the little Orbitkey logo. It's really nice. Also, on this side of the bag, you have the little Orbitkey logo on the tag here. That looks really classy. Then you have a magnetic closure on the front here. And this pocket has a light color on the inside, the material. It feels very soft and smooth, like it wouldn't scratch any of your devices. And you could easily put things here behind this magnetic closure on the outside of the bag. I think quick access to your phone might work well here, as well as other use cases. But just keep in mind that there's not really any weather resistance here because it's just a magnetic closure. So if water was beating off the front here, it would obviously fall down into this pocket. So just be aware of that. If you're caught in a rainstorm, you may want to move your items to a safer pocket. Each side of the bag has a nice little panel here with this nice bar stitching at the top. It's stitched very nicely and durably. It gives it some structure. It doesn't have to remain super boxy at all times. You can kind of fold down the bottom. But I like that both sides have kind of this panel so that it makes it easy to give this structure. And even empty, it stands perfectly on its own. Then on the other side, You have these accent bars, just like on the other one. You have a nice thick luggage pass-through here. If you are bringing roller luggage, you could easily throw this over that and carry it around with you if you're traveling. Then you have a nice little zipper pull here that's nylon with a hidden pocket. And this would be a great place to put things that you need a little bit more weather resistance. So instead of putting your phone on the other side under the magnetic closure, you could put it over here. You could put your passport, your keys, anything that's super important, like your earbuds, things that you don't want to get ruined or stolen, you could put in this little hidden pocket. And I always like to see that on sling bags or messenger bags, so I like having that option. And then as I mentioned, the bottom of the bag has kind of this stitching up the middle, and it allows you to fold it away if you need to pack it away or store it somewhere. You have a way to do that because you have a foldable bottom where it maintains its structure when you need it to. But if you want it to lay more flat to store it in a closet under a bed, you can just kind of fold it away like that. I mentioned how nice these grab handles are, and they feel really comfortable in the hand. So if you wanted to carry this on your shoulder, they're big enough, and they're also big enough to fit in your hand, and they feel comfortable. Then on the top of the bag here, this is the zipper closure. So you have two zippers up here. The one opens and closes this little flap, and then the other one hides away the laptop compartment. So if you open up the laptop compartment here, like I said, this fits up to a 14-inch laptop or tablet or e-reader, and it has a really nice padded mesh on the inside. It's a little bit scratchy. It's not like the highest quality mesh I've ever seen, but it feels nice, it feels padded, and it feels protective. There's not much of a false bottom here. There's a little bit of one, maybe like 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. But because the bottom of this bag has some padding and this pocket has some padding, you'd be pretty safe to put a laptop in here. I wouldn't drop it super hard and allow the corner of your laptop to get damaged. But I think for what it is and for most people's purposes, this would be enough protection for most laptops, e-readers, and tablets. So I think it's a pretty nice laptop pocket, especially for a tote bag. And I think I would use this definitely. Then we can close that pocket up with the nice little nylon zipper pull here. And then the other side of this flap is actually another zipper that kind of disconnects on the other end. So you can kind of reconnect it and disconnect it. And then this allows you to change the way in which you carry this. So once you get to your destination, you could just unzip this top piece and fold it away. And then you have open access to everything that's in the bag while it's sitting next to you. So that's a nice little feature too, and I like kind of the modularity here. But the only thing I will note as a downside is it's a little bit annoying to have to like thread this back through and zip it closed again. So like over time, that could get a little bit annoying. And also if you're carrying a lot of tech in here, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So you have these gaps on either end. So for some people that might be a deal breaker because basically water would still be able to get inside on these side little openings. So just keep that in mind if you're storing expensive gear in here or something that's not water resistant, that there is still water that can get inside. So in my opinion, I would prefer if the zipper went all the way across and you could still fold it away because that would give it a little bit more water and weather resistance. I think this is an okay system, but I would prefer that it was fully closed. Then you have these little metal D-rings at either end, and they allow you to attach the carry strap, which is sold separately, and we can go over that later. But that is a nice little attachment point, or if you're not using the carry strap, you could always put carabiners or whatever you want on here, or attach your own carry strap if you buy a third-party one, so it gives you that option as well. So then if you open this up, like I said, take this flap off, kind of fold it away. We can see everything that's inside. So like I said, you have that folding bottom, but it also has a ton of structure, so you can kind of just push it down. Then you have a ton of internal volume. This holds 16 liters, like I said. I also like that it has these two zipper pockets at the top here that are this really high quality stretchy mesh. So that actually feels really good. And I like that they're kind of tethered to the top of the bag so that if you have something like headphones, earbuds, or things you need to get access to quickly, you don't have to dig all the way to the bottom of the bag. You have it up towards the top and you can just grab it real quick, put it back in, zip it up. And I think that's nice, and I really like the design there. So you have two large pockets there that you could fit all kinds of small gear. Then at this side of the bag, you also have a dedicated water bottle pocket that's stretchy mesh. It can fit very large water bottles, so that's always a plus as well. I can fit my whole hand in there. That means I could definitely fit one of those 1 liter Nalgene's because I have really big hands. And I like having a dedicated water bottle pocket, especially in a tote, because it allows you to kind of stick that upright, easy access to it on the end of the bag, put it back in, and it's just nice to have. Then if we swap it back over, as you can see, there's no organization on this side. It's just where the laptop pocket lives, and it's right behind it here. So if you need access to the laptop pocket, you have that ability there too as well. So I think overall the design is really thoughtful and nice for this bag. The zipper is the only thing that I have a little bit of a problem with, but it's no big deal. I still think this is a great tote. And then these are some of the accessories that are sold separately. The first one is this Essentials insert here. And this is also made from 100% recycled polyester, so it has that same water resistance. You can get it in a white or black color. They call the white one stone. It measures in at 11.4 by 9.3 by 4.7 inches. And the idea behind this is similar to their tech pouch, where they have the little insert inside the larger tech pouch, so that the stuff that you need up on your desk or what you want to be modular as far as your tech or gear, you can keep in a separate smaller pouch within the larger pouch and take it out when you need it. This also means that you could use this tote for a lot of different things. If you're going to a festival or you're going to an outdoor market, you could take this pouch out and just use the tote itself. If you're traveling, you could put some of your gear in here and have it separated. And it allows you to move this between bags or move it between a desktop and your bag. And if you're at the office and you have all of your gear that you use most frequently, you could put it in here, leave it on your desk, and then you have quick access to it. So you have the nice little Orbitkey logo here. You have two nice little nylon grab handles. They're small, they're basic, but they work. And then you have two slide pockets at the front here. So if you wanted quick access to things like a battery backup charger or a notebook or a daily planner or something, you could put it on the outside here. And then on the other side, you have another large pocket. Again, this would be the perfect size for a notebook, an e-reader, or something that's long and flat like a daily planner or something. You could fit right in here. And then again, it kind of has that fold away design where it has structure, but the bottom allows you to kind of press it flat if you need it for storage here. And then the top of it is closed with a magnet. It's a pretty strong, nice magnet. It works out well. And then you can open this bag. You see you have a ton of different internal volume, but there's not a ton of internal organization. So you have three little mesh slide pockets here for all kinds of gear. And then the other side, you have two larger stretchy mesh pockets for other kinds of gear. And then you also have a little zippered enclosed pocket back here. So if you have something you want to hide away or anything that you don't want rolling around the inside of the bag, you could put it in this little zipper pocket here. So I think that's a cool little insert. I don't know how often I'd use it because I have a ton of different pouches and organization of my own, so I don't really need an extra one. But I think it's still a good concept, and I think it would work well if that's a purpose that you need to use it for. Then you also have this pouch trio, so they give you some other EDC pouches, tech pouches, dot pouches that you could use between these bags and move them from one to the other or fill them with little gear. They give you that option too. All of this stuff is sold separately, so just keep that in mind. These are also made from 100% recycled water-resistant polyester. And the two smaller ones are more of like a mesh, so they're see-through. And then the bigger one is just that polyester fabric, and it's not see-through. So I don't know how useful this would be. This is one that I would just use as like a regular EDC pouch because it's so large and you can't see through it. So the smallest one itself, you have a zipper here. And then if you open it up, there's no internal organization. You just have the Orbitkey logo. And there's a little attachment point if you wanted to clip this to another bag or clip something to it. You have that ability too. The middle-sized one, you also have a nice little zipper and a nice little attachment point. But then on the inside, you have some organization. So you have a large slot over here, a large slot over here. Then you have this little middle fabric piece where there's two separate pockets if you want to section things off. Then the largest one, again, has a nice zipper up top. You have the Orbitkey logo with the attachment point. And then you also have the little fabric organizer on the inside, as well as some additional sleeves. And it gives you a good amount of room on the inside. If you had some larger gear and you didn't have an extra pouch, you could use it for that as well. So the biggest pouch measures in at 9.6 by 6.3 inches. The medium pouch is 7.87 by 5.5 inches, and the smallest one is 6 by 4.3 inches. So you have three different size options here depending on what you want to bring. And then the last accessory that's sold separately is just this shoulder carry strap. It's got some nice padding on it. It has that green material similar to the bag. Then you have this soft, silky black material that goes up against your shoulder and feels really comfortable. It's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide. And it has that nylon seatbelt material. It has nice metal buckles on either side as well as metal clips, so it feels really premium, although it may be a little noisy if it bangs against stuff. It adds a little bit of extra weight, but I think it looks really premium. It's easy to clip on and off. And it's just a comfortable, nice carry strap that's easily adjustable and has nice metal hardware and a decent amount of padding. It could have done with a little bit of extra padding and maybe a little bit of extra width, but overall, I think it's a nice carry strap. So now let's go ahead and load this thing out with an example loadout, and we can go over how the system actually functions, and then I can show you how it looks on me when it's fully loaded out. So let's get started. First up, I'm going to attach this carry strap because I would prefer to carry it that way than in my hands. I'd rather have it over my shoulder or across my body or across my back, kind of like a messenger bag. So I'm going to choose that way to carry it. So it clips on really nicely, it clips on easily. We can kind of put that to the side here for a moment. As to the pouch trio, I'm going to use one for my DOP kit and one for my medical kit. So I think for my DOP kit, it would fit well into this medium-sized one here. So I'll open that up. I'll open up my Matador flat pack zipper toiletry case here. That's what I usually use. So I've got my Matador soap case here. Got my toothbrush. Got my sink laundry stuff, so I have my Sea to Summit laundry leaves and a paracord line to hang my clothes. Got my little liquids bag from flying recently where I have sunscreen, facial sunscreen, and a little atomizer full of my cologne. And I actually don't know if this is going to fit in here, so I'm going to go ahead and move it to the biggest bag. So I'll put that in there. And I'll move all this gear that I had in here over to the larger one. Then the last thing I have in my DOP kit here is just my deodorant. And then I'll go ahead and zip that up. And I have all my toiletries in this largest pouch here from Orbitkey. Then I'll use this small one as my medical pouch here. It's just my individual first aid kit. I have my Matador packable earplugs, really nice little packable earplugs. Got chapstick. Got these little Human Gear Go tubs in the small size that have my prescription medication as well as stomach, allergy, and cold medication. I've got this little pouch with nitrile gloves and some antimicrobial wipes. Got a bunch of Band-Aids in varying sizes, as well as some individual hand sanitizer and antibiotic ointment, just in case you need it. Got a couple cough drops. Have some nice precision tweezers if you get a splinter or you need to take a tick off of you. And then I have these German nail clippers that I really love. So that's everything that's in my personal medical kit, and I have that all loaded away. Then we can move on to the essentials insert here. So I'm going to move over some of my tech as well as some glasses and sunglasses. So if I open up my Bellroy tech pouch, which is one of my favorite tech pouches, I can move some of that gear over. So I've got my Anker GAN charger here, really nice for charging multiple devices. I've got my U-Green portable charger that has the attached cable. I have this multi-ended USB-C cable that allows me to charge multiple devices at the same time. I've got my little Apple Watch charger. And then in this little zipper pocket, I can put my Sony WF-1000 XM5 noise canceling earbuds. I can put this little mini CountyCom flashlight. And that should be good for me as far as my tech goes. So I can close up that zipper pocket. And then on the other side, I can put my sunglasses in this little slip pocket here. And I can put my reading glasses in the other one. And let's see if I can fit this DOP kit down the middle here. Oh yeah, plenty of room. And then my little individual first aid kit. So it gives me a nice little system here where I have access to everything I would need as far as quick use items. I could keep it on my desktop, I could move it between bags, and I have all my essentials in one place. So then let's go ahead and take the tote itself. Open it up. Take the shoulder strap out. And then you can kind of nest this little insert pouch on the inside of the bag. And you have easy access to it, quick access to everything that's in the bag. And then this little top pockets here, the little zipper pockets. On this one that's closest to me, I can unzip them. And in one, I'm going to put a Write in the Rain notebook, travel scissors, and my CountyCom polycarbonate embassy pen. So I have something to write with and write on. And then the other one, I'm going to put my mini colored pencils as well as some calligraphy pens if I want to do some art or some sketching when I'm on the road. And then I can go ahead and close up that pocket. Then I just have a regular Oxford composition book that has this X-Pack cover from CountyCom as well as this pen holder from CountyCom that Velcros on. So that'll be a nice little place to write things down. Kind of tuck that down the side here. Then in the water bottle holder, I just have my nice, super big, super slim Evervessel water bottle that has the nice little handle on it. Great little vacuum sealed water bottle. So I can kind of push this stuff to the other side and use this little water bottle pocket here. And yeah, this one sticks up a little bit, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to close it. Maybe I'll swap it out with a little bit shorter of a water bottle. I'll be right back. So instead, I'm going to use this Membrane Solutions filtered water bottle. It allows me to take tap water and get really good, clean, yummy, drinkable water out of it. So it's a great one. It's got a grab handle too. So I'll put that in instead. And yeah, that fits a lot better in there. Then because the only other thing I'm going to load in is a laptop, I can actually go ahead and close this up now. And there you go, it's all closed. And then if I open up the laptop pocket externally, I can just pop in my 11-inch Samsung Chromebook. Close that up. Fits in there beautifully. And then we can flip the bag around. And in this little hidden pocket, I'm just going to throw my cell phone and my alpaca zipper wallet. And then there we go. This is fully loaded out. So let's see what it looks like carrying this thing when it's fully loaded out. So as far as carry options, you could carry it like this by your side and kind of dangle it like that. And then you could walk around, but that's a little bit hard to do when you're carrying such heavy weight. You could throw it up on your shoulder, but I feel like this to me is a little bit more of a feminine way of carrying, so I wouldn't necessarily do that. It's not a problem if you do. No offense meant, but I just meant I don't really like the way this feels. And also the straps kind of slide off your shoulder a little bit. I think that's the problem with any tote bag with shoulder carry, is it kind of slides a lot. There's not really a good option for it. So I would prefer to use the carry option that's actually this other shoulder strap, but it also suffers from the same problem as the handles do. It's a little bit slidey, it can slide off your shoulders. It holds okay right now with this shirt that I'm wearing, but just so you know, I would prefer to wear this as kind of a crossbody method, like this at my side, or also swing around to my back here, and that would be really nice if you were riding a bike or motorcycle or something. So it gives you a lot of different carry options. The padded strap is really nice. The padded handles are really nice. I could definitely carry this long distances and it wouldn't be a problem. And this is also way more loaded out than I typically would do it. I just wanted to show how much you could fit inside. And I like how you have quick access to all of your pockets here. You could always leave the top unzipped if you wanted to get to everything inside the bag easily. And I think overall, it's a really effective tote bag. It reads more as a messenger to me because of its structure and the way that it has all these extra features, but they're billing it as a tote bag, so it's kind of a hybrid between the two. But I think by adding these tote handles, you give it another way to be carried. It's not just a messenger bag, so you could use it in either fashion. I think overall, it's a comfortable, easy to use tote bag. So as for my final thoughts on the 16-liter Orbitkey Daily Tote System, as well as all the accessories, I think it's an absolutely great tote. I'm not someone who really used totes or messenger bags in the past, so this is kind of new territory for me, but I've really liked experimenting with them, and I think it would be a great challenge to figure out how to pack this out to bring as a personal item only for a personal item only trip. I may try that someday just to kind of prove to myself that it can be done. I think for me, I'd more use this for work and school. Take this to class, take it to the library, take it to the office, and you have a lot of different carry options. It's comfortable to wear, it's got enough pockets, it's weather resistant. I think the only problems for me are that zipper on the top can be a little bit cumbersome, and it also has those gaps on the side so you don't have as much weatherproofing, so I'd be careful about what I carry inside of it. Those are the only issues for me. Other than that, I think its weight, its materials, its minimalist aesthetic, the modularity of it, all of its different features are absolutely great, and I would highly suggest you pick this up when it's available commercially. It's supposed to release in like September and October of this year, so take a look at Orbitkey's site. Use the link in my description for some discounts off of Orbitkey gear in general if you like Orbitkey. I've done a lot of reviews on my channel. If you want to check out some of the other Orbitkey reviews, definitely take a look because they have some gear that has become a staple in my everyday life. So I definitely love them as a brand, and I think they're doing a lot of cool things with their design and with their innovation, so definitely check them out. As far as the pouches and the insert, there's something that I wouldn't necessarily buy or use on my own. The carry strap, I would definitely buy and use, so I highly suggest picking that up if you pick this tote up. But as far as the inserts, I have so many pouches and things like that I already have my own organization, and I don't really need theirs or the ability to do kind of the insert, moving it around, moving it to my desktop, things like that. It's not really necessary for me. I would just leave the tote open and have access to all my gear at my side. It wouldn't really make a difference to me. I don't need all those extra EDC pouches. But if you're someone not like me who doesn't have a ton of travel gear or EDC pouches, then you may want that because at least it's on brand, it matches everything, and it's useful enough in its own right. I just don't personally need it. What do you think of this tote bag? What do you think of the colorway? What do you think of its features? What do you think of all of its accessories? What do you think of Orbitkey in general as a brand? Leave a comment below. I'd like to start a dialogue. If you like tote bag reviews like this, messenger bag, sling bag reviews, please like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel out greatly. Thank you as always for watching, and with all that being said, I will definitely see you in the next video. Take care.